Okay, let's talk about office romances. Office romances is kind of a touchy subject. Actually, watching a movie yesterday. It was really odd how much it was discouraged in the company that this character worked for, and it seems like it's not only in Hollywood, it's also in real life, where many companies really discourage any type of office romance. You're a corporate lawyer.
It's a poison work environment in a lot of cases, right?
So yeah, you're against office romances?
Because you're in a company, you have to have a rule that's applied evenly.
Okay.
Right? You can't pick and choose who can have an office romance
Sure.
and who can't.
Sure.
Right? So, for the sake of simplicity and focus, it's generally frowned upon. Or there are actually, I don't know if it's some or many. There's many companies or some companies where it's permitted as long as you disclose it.
Yeah.
I think across the board, it's never allowed if the two people are in the same reporting structure.
Right.
Right? And as a starting point, it may be allowed by policy if they're in different reporting structures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or it may just be it's not allowed.
Sure.
And then people just do it anyway and
people,
not tell you.
well, that's the thing, right? Because people, it will inevitably happen.
Yeah.
Human beings are human beings, right? But, as a general policy, you have to enforce one size fits all in a company for that sort of thing. Else, you want to talk about a poison work environment where one department is allowing something like that to happen while the rest of that doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Sure. So you're kind of in the boat of the company has to make a policy and like one size fits all. So no office romances would be where you're kind of leaning towards.
Well, I think it's tough because I think at a minimum it has to be they can't be in the same reporting structure.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, that's a little bit kind of...
that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
If you're going to allow office romances.
Right.
And to me, it almost seems a little creepy that you allow it, but it has to be disclosed.
Yeah.
Like, it seems a little Orwellian to me. So I think in light of that difficulty, you just ban it.
Sure.
And for ease of enforcement and simplicity, it's just not condoned.
Now, there was like certain cases where if they end up being married or like Keisha said, it happens anyways, right? So you enforce it, no office romances, there was a policy and all of a sudden two people became serious, right? When is it how do you navigate through that? Where they're not just like it's not a fling, it's an actual like relationship when they intend to get married in in a month or two or a year or two. How do you like, should one person leave that job?
Yes.
Yeah.
They should?
I think they should.
Okay.
I don't know that the company, I'd leave it, I'll defer to the lawyer, but I don't know if there are any legal grounds for you to take action. But I think, one, I don't recommend, I've never dated anybody that I worked with. Personally, that's just not something I would do. But I get it, people, especially when you are in the office, you spend more waking hours with the people that you work with than you do with your own family.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're single and you're not in a relationship, and you're at work and you're around this person all the time, it's human nature. We're social creatures. Feelings can happen, whatever. But I think if it starts to get serious, or if you're on the same team and it's starting to impact your job, that's where it can get sticky. And if you see, because I've known people who met at work and ended up getting married, but once they got to that point, one of them decided to leave the company or ask for a transfer to a different department in a different office. Because I think it's also not great for your relationship if you're with your spouse or that you live with and you see them at work. Like, what do you guys talk about? Everything. So personally, no, I don't think you should, but I don't know that a company can really stop people from dating. It's whether they tell you about it or not.
Right. Okay. So you're against it, in theory. Jason, you're against it. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would make such a policy around it.
There's plenty of policies around
I know.
Most large companies have them for that very reason. It's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Have you seen anyone like lose their job because they had a relationship at work?
Well, that's where it comes up. The termination happens because you're applying
the policy.
The policy strictly interpreted.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You got
Does it happen though? From experience, you have had a lot cases where, they.
No.
Well, the mayor of Toronto lost his job for.
That's different. That's a different kind of scenario, I think. Right?
Yeah, a public official. I mean, the rules are a little different, but no, it's something that I haven't had a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
It's not even just public, but look at the people. Who is that talk show guy? TJ, is that his name? Good Morning. Was it Good Morning America? But even in the States, they were messing around, and then they both got fired from their jobs.
Yeah.
Again, they were on television or whatever. But I don't know. There's a saying: "Don't dip your pen in the company ink." You should.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing good could come of it.
No.